So picture this. It's the first day of Sea of Thieves Season 14, and you come across two sloops sitting side by side at Snake Island. And as you approach to see what mischievous piratey things the crews are up to, you find the pirates just doing this. Not just for a minute, not just for 5 minutes, but for 20 minutes straight. And why were they perfecting their crouches? Because believe it or not, the duo slooped crew at the center of today's story from the Sea of Thieves has already beaten Season 14 of Sea of Thieves. The crew of Bragi, a Norse term for poetry, was made up of two pirates, Glittering Gary and Red-Eyed Smith. They had set sail today, finding their knees a bit stronger and their ankles a bit more nimble, with the brand new capability to crouch. While crouching was exciting, what was even more exciting for this duo sloop was that if they completed certain achievements within the realm of Sea of Thieves, the shopkeepers would allow them to purchase new disguises. And boy howdy if Glittering Gary hadn't always dreamed of looking like a stronghold chest. In fact, when he was a pirate in school as a kid, he always told his class he wanted to be a stronghold chest when he grew up. He remembers all of the pirates laughing at him. So today, they would spend their time on the seas pushing their new skills and abilities to their limit, which is the most exciting way I can contextualize this. They had stumbled across another sloop who was also looking to work on some achievements with them. So together, all three pirates had decided they'd crawl around both in regular form and in their chest form. The crawling was honestly a bit bizarre, as it seemed Glittering Gary was after my ankles. And at one point, Red-Eyed Smith in the chest disguise was headless, but still dressed. It was uncanny to say the least. After 20 minutes of crawling around like the cast of Rugrats, Glittering Gary cannoned over to Snake Isle to work on some additional achievements. Here, he used the new blow dart weapon to shoot at skeletons. He shot darts that lit up bright reds and greens, which just made the captains look like Christmas trees, and apparently, skeletons hate the holidays. So instead of aiming to send Glittering Gary to his grave, they went after each other, striking each other until they were both deceased. Meanwhile, back at the ships, the piracy had become even more peak, as now instead of staying on a ship, Glittering Gary and Red-Eyed Smith took to their harpoon guns and glided from ship to ship, an ungodly amount of times. I had no doubt that they were masters of the harpoon gun, but all of this seemed like a warm-up for what was to come. Glittering Gary was still dreaming of becoming Stronghold Chest, but the only way that was going to happen is if he killed more skellies. So they set off from Snake Isle to head just east over to Crook's Hollow. Not soon after putting the sails down, a skeleton ship emerged for a brawl, and Glittering Gary knew he wanted to make some moves on the skellies. So he glided over and took them down. Even their pal from the other sloop wanted in on the action with this heroic move. Believe it or not, his sloop sunk shortly after this. Red-Eyed Smith did his own part in the battle too, by harpooning himself to the skeleton sloop and laying down the law. Skellies already had to deal with a lot in Sea of Thieves, but having to deal with pirates that can now jump on their ship from almost any angle? Poor things didn't stand a chance. On Crook's Hollow, Glittering Gary and Red-Eyed Smith got to work. First, by killing all of the snakes on the island with poison darts, and you tell me, this snake meat can't be good to cook, right? To be honest, I considered it. Then, they took aim at the skellies. Although, these guys seem to not be against holiday lights as much as the skeletons on Snake Isle, because they had no interest in going after each other, leading to Glittering Gary and Red-Eyed Smith just pulling out the explodey darts to finish the job. Also, I didn't know that this could happen with a harpoon gun, but look at this takedown. Vicious. In just a short amount of time, they'd crawled all over other pirates' ships, killed hordes of skeletons with blow darts, and harpooned back and forth between ships. With the majority of the major achievements already complete, they were ready for the moment of truth. Had they done enough to purchase the Stronghold disguises? Look at them. They look like a couple of fighting robots. Glittering Gary had done it, proved his lifetime of haters wrong, and to celebrate, he wanted to do one more thing: scale Plunder Outpost. Him and Red-Eyed Smith geared up, and well, the harpoons could only get them so far, but heck, they made it pretty high up. With his dreams accomplished and literal new heights reached, there was one final thing this crew wanted to do before logging out until Season 15 rolls around. Burn some of these new freaky looking mermaid fruits.